Hey, Browns fans, Nathan Zegura alongside the voice of your Cleveland Browns, Jim Donovan. It's time now for Training Camp Insider presented by Snapple. And Jim, today the pads were on, and whereas in the first practice with pads, it was kind of more of a walkthrough, a lot of individual periods. Today, team periods, pads popping. It was fun to see what looked like football again.
Yeah, it really did. Felt like it. I thought there were wins all over the field. I mean, I think every group really had a good moment in practice, if not more than that. But as you alluded to, very, very good to see that real football, Nathan. Real football.
Oh, yeah, it was fun to see. And, you know, these padded practices, they usually start with some one-on-ones, and this was the first time we got those one-on-ones. And, boy, it was fun to watch. The O-line, D-line, the linebackers blitzing the running backs. Mahmoud Diabate had a rep that will certainly be called teaching tape, where he was able to knock a running back. And then he got to the wide receivers and the cornerbacks and the safeties and the tight ends, and it was spirited competition over there. I thought Deshaun Watson had some very nice throws in that. Cedric Tillman, who had a big day, it started those one-on-ones with a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He really had a big day today, and I thought that once again, Deshaun threw the ball very, very well. Receivers looked good. Cooper, is Cooper, and Njoku, people like that doing their thing.
Yeah, speaking of the Chief, at the end of that one-on-one period, Kevin Stefanski said, all right, one-on-one, one guy for 20 push-ups. Chief said, I want it. Juan Thornhill for the defense came up, said he wanted it. Chief beat him on a slant, and the defense was doing 20 push-ups, and he was quite pleased with that success.
Boy, he is really quite a character, isn't he, as we go through these practices? I saw them all up and down, Winners, they delight in that.
Yeah, you like that kind of competition. And then, as you said, there were wins for both sides of the ball. I think at the end of the day, the defense really had a strong finish to that, and it culminated with Grant Delpit intercepting Deshaun Watson on a late throw over the middle.
Yeah, beautiful play by Delpit, really. Well-timed, saw it, came up, timed it perfectly, made that big play, and then the horn went off.
And that was it. So the defense got to win. But if you go back to the early team periods, the offense, you want to kind of get an idea of what this offense is going to look like. You saw it. The very first play, you had Giovanni Ricci, the fullback, in an orbit motion behind Deshaun Watson. They faked a toss to the right, throw it back to the left on a post or a slant there to David Njoku for a big gain. And it's those type of pre-snap movements, the confusion that creates. And then we saw another one where it was the fake zone, that throwback screen, where they were able to pick up some big chunks of yards.
Yeah, the other thing that will be interesting as we play this out is that fullback / tight end. Ricci, will he be a part of the package? Are they going to go back to that kind of a player in the backfield?
Yeah, and I think we saw him quite a bit today with Deshaun Watson and that first team and some of those different types of looks. And you saw that pre-snap motion, but we also had some of those beautiful play-action keepers, the staple of the Kevin Stefanski offense. And so early on, I really thought the offense was kind of humming along.
Yeah, I did too. And running backs catching the ball out of the backfield, really picking up oncoming defensive players coming in to try and break plays up. I thought they looked very sharp.
They did. The defense, as we said, had their moments. You had the Delpit interception. You had Thornhill getting his hands on a ball. And then I thought you had a defensive line, Jim, that today really was pushing the pocket and creating a lot of havoc around the Browns quarterbacks. And how good was it to see Zadarius Smith back? He had a clear sack on one of the plays late.
It was great to see him back. And I have to tell you, everybody, you saw it late in the year last season, and I think it continues. Alex Wright. Oh. 91 on your scorecard. I think he's playing very well. He had a big knockdown at one point.
He was great at that last year as well. Finished the season with a sack in each of his last 4 games, a career-high 5 sacks on the season. But you're right, had a big pass batted at the line of scrimmage for that defense. I do want to talk for a second about Dorian Thompson-Robinson because I'm a big DTR fan. He has not gotten many reps out here, but it feels like every time he's gotten a rep, he is throwing an absolute dime. He threw a dime to James Prochet on a deep post that was one of the prettiest balls we saw out here all day. And then our guy Landers had another nice catch and run and continues to impress with his size.
I tell you who is getting an amazing amount of work at left tackle because of the tackle problem right now, and that is James Hudson.
It is an up-and-down day today. Obviously had some struggles there with Zadarius Smith, but he and Obo Okoronkwo kind of picked up where they left off last time at the Greenbrier, really getting after each other. But valuable reps for James Hudson there. And you're right, this offensive line, we still have not seen Jed Wills. We still have not seen Jack Conklin. At least Jed Wills we've seen off to the side now, basically the last few days, but we have not seen Jack Conklin at all, and hopefully that will get rectified because if you want this quarterback, Deshaun Watson, to be able to execute at a high level, you need to protect him, Jim.
The other thing, Nathan, Luke Whippler, playing very well at center for the Browns. Zach Zinter, got a chance to watch him at right guard. I thought he held serve.
Yeah, Zach Zinter at right guard, and then Javian Cohen, the undrafted free agent, was getting second-team reps at left guard, a guy that they are very high on here internally for the Cleveland Browns, who we talked about earlier, had such a great final season at the U, didn't allow a single sack. Now, Deshaun Watson, he loves this offense. I think he's looked comfortable up here throwing the football. We didn't get to really talk about it on Tuesday, which was the last practice part of this. He was absolutely on fire. In the red zone, it was touchdown, 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 touchdown. He has been looking very comfortable. He's throwing the ball with great velocity, and he seems to be poised for a big season, and we had a chance to catch up with him just a few moments ago. Deshaun, it is great to see you again. Great to talk to you. Greenbrier week just about over. Kind of what's your sense of the work you were able to get?
It's great work. I think it's starting with the team and the bonding. And then being able to kind of get away from the normal lifestyle that we have back in Berea and Cleveland and just kind of focus everything on football and coming in here, spending time with meetings with the players, being able to, communicate what we see, what they see. And it's been a really great week.
So when you come back, like you are coming back after an injury like that, what is it like to really finally let it rip, let it go?
It feels good, man. It's just kind of like, just kind of letting everything loose. You're going to have some type of mistakes. You're going to have some type of, things that you need to work on. But it's good to figure that out, especially during training camp. Putting in the work with the team, going against the best defense in the league, and just being able to, all right, cool, let's see what we need to work on. Let's see what we're good at and kind of build on that.
When we started the team period today, I thought that first play was that's a look at some of the new things in this offense. You had orbit motion behind you, had a fake toss to the right, and you throw back kind of a slant, skinny post there to David Njoku on the left. That's got to be fun for you because you can tell just a lot of this stuff. And then the next one, I think, was the fake RPO zone back on this throwback screen.
Yep.
There are just so many options and so much confusion that you're creating for a defense.
No, most definitely, and that's the key. Is we want to stretch the field vertically and also horizontally, and being able to have different options, taking what the defense give us, and that's the key. Is just being able to see what the defense in, and then all right, get us in the right play and pick the right option, and let the guys work when the ball get in their hands. So it's a lot of different looks, a lot of different motions, a lot of different things that Dorsey is doing with Kevin, and I said it's super fun.
All right, speaking of that, when they came to you with this tweaked offense, maybe that might be the term,
Right.
kind of tweaked, what did you like about it right away?
I just like that, Kevin was just being super open of just trying new things and being able to bring Dorsey in. He's been in, went to Carolina with Cam, was in Buffalo with Josh, and just, very similar quarterbacks, but did a lot of different things with different skill sets. So I think Ken is bringing that just wide open offense and being able to, tag team with Kevin has just been awesome.
I think probably the most encouraging thing coming out of the Greenbrier for Browns fans is that Deshaun Watson not only looks great, sounds great, feels like he's really kind of embracing this offense, embracing his role, loves the talent around him, and could be in line for a very big season.
Oh, I would think so. He looks, very, very comfortable in it. It's very agreeable to what he's all about, don't you think? I mean, athleticism, exuding out of him. So, I think it's a perfect fit.
And I like how decisive he's been with the football.
He has. Yeah, no doubt about it. You know where it's going, and it's out very quickly.
Yeah, one of the best plays today, defense showed a cover zero, which is an all-out blitz, and he saw that coming, made a check, and then hit Cedric Tillman with a beautiful high-arcing pass on a go route down the right sideline for about a 40-yard touchdown. That was probably the highlight of the day for the offense, and certainly Deshaun Watson.
No doubt about it, because we've seen a lot of, close throws to the line of scrimmage, but, to see them go down the field, that's appealing.
It is very appealing, and sometimes it's tough to go down the field. The Browns, after all, have the best secondary in the league. We talked earlier about Delpit's interception. Thornhill got his hands on the ball, and then MJ Emerson, who gets better every year. Should have been a Pro Bowler last year. He was top 3 in every single advanced metric that matters to playing the position of cornerback, and why I say top 3 is because the other 2 were both Pro Bowlers, one of which was a first-team All-Pro. So he continues to improve, and you're seeing him compete. Whenever it's one-on-one, it's him going after Amari Cooper, and they've had some battles.
They really have, and what he has, big, physical, long cornerback.
Oh, yeah.
Teams love if you get a player like that to play that position.
And you think about it, the Browns got him in the 3rd round, Jim, and he would be a first half of a first-round pick if that draft were done over because he's become one of the best corners in the league.
Yeah, no doubt about it. With good hands. we saw good hands
Oh, yeah.
last year.
He's got ball skills. He had it all, 4 interceptions last year, a career high. And we had MJ Emerson mic'd up for you. Take a listen.
Mic'd up, mic'd up. Let me tell my guys I'm mic'd up, man. On the low, on the low, on the low. Let's do it, bro. Turn me up. Turn me up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Y'all know what I'm saying? Hey, mic'd up or not, we know what time it is. Y'all feel me? Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Get some water. Y'all ready to rock? Next play. Hey, what's taking? On that one right there. There's one. That right there.
Find it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, cause he looking, but I don't know if it was like back. I couldn't tell if it was back shoulder because his eye was big, but I couldn't really tell if his ear. Yeah, it was like,
Oh, but you know at the end of the day, you know what? No cap. Stop me.
We talked earlier about MJ and Amari Cooper. You just saw it there. They are battling. Iron sharpens iron. I think that's great work for our young corner and great work for our Pro Bowl veteran wide receiver.
You know, the thing about Emerson that is really good is his recovery at times. He can get back on a receiver if he gets beat off the line.
Yeah, and usually he's good at getting his hands on those receivers and not letting them beat him off the line. And we also saw a little bit of really what makes Brandon Lynch special, the Browns cornerback coach. He is beloved by his players, and you see that coaching constantly giving these guys notes, trying to make them better.
I love him here, but I think he'll be a coordinator at some point really soon.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. So that will do it for us here from the Greenbrier. Very successful 8 or 9 days for the Cleveland Browns, who will head back to Berea tomorrow, and we will resume training camp on Sunday. But before we shed a little bit more light on what's coming your way with Training Camp Insider, we do need to say that today's practice was in fact marred a little bit by the injury to Deontay Foreman, the Browns running back, and it was a very scary scene, Jim, as he was loaded onto a backboard and then life-flighted out of here in a helicopter taken to Roanoke, Virginia for examination.
Yeah, he had full movement in all of his extremities, and thank God for that. And, the team huddled around, prayer, and wishing him the best.
Absolutely, we are. The good news is, you said, movement in all 4 extremities. He's conscious. He is in very good spirits, and we hope at the end of the day this was just precautionary, but a tip of the cap to the Browns' great training staff and doctors who were right on it and got him in a perfect position to have the best outcome possible given what happened out there. So, yes, certainly our thoughts and prayers with Browns running back Deontay Foreman. All right, so that'll do it for us here at the Greenbrier. We will be heading back to Berea for Browns training camp, which will continue on Sunday. Browns Training Camp Insider alongside Browns legend Joe Hayden. And for that Deshaun Watson interview earlier, the full interview will be available tonight at 7 p.m. on the Browns YouTube channel. Jim, it's been an absolute pleasure.
I will see you in Berea.
I will see you in Berea, and we will see you for more Training Camp Insider presented by Snapple.